right, our first case is going to be cause EV 260.
Hey guys,
Who keeps talking? Mr.
Looks like it's Mr. Munoz.
You talking, but you're on mute, sir. Please unmute and you can ask your question, but then.
Oh, sorry about that. So it keeps lagging and it turns us off and you're disappearing. So I'm missing. We did swear in.
Mr. Munoz, you may want to get rid of your screen then and just use the audio to call in, because if the video is going to keep interrupting that way, it's going to be hard for you to be able to handle your case.
Okay.
Or the link for Zoom, there's a phone number. You can just call that, and truly, audio is probably all we would need to be able to resolve the matter with today. Okay?
Is it direct phone number for me to call?
On the Zoom link, right under.
We'll call in.
Well, let's not hang up until we do that. Give me 1 second.
All right, Mr. Munoz, we're going to reach your case last. Your call is 26-251, so that'll give you a few minutes to get yourself connected. All right, so now our first case is 26260. That is Julie Conklin versus Victoria Anderson. Do I have someone here on behalf of the plaintiff, Julie Conklin?
Me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you Ms. Conklin?
Yes, I am.
Good afternoon. Do I have someone here on behalf of the defendant, Victoria Anderson?
That would be me, Becky Taboka.
Are you Victoria Anderson?
No, I'm the authorized agent for her. I don't know if we need to fill
You're
out
appearing on
paperwork.
her behalf. All right.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
afternoon, Mr. Volka. All right, Ms. Conklin, why is this eviction sought?
For non-payment of rent
All right. Is there a
and unauthorized animals.
Ms.
Pardon?
Conklin, is there a written lease between the parties?
There is.
And under the lease, how much is the
Hello.
It's
Ms.
$360 a
Conklin,
month.
one moment. Yes, I heard someone begin speaking. Who is that? All right. Ms. Conklin, thank you for that. Tell me, I'm sorry, how much is the monthly rent?
It's $360 a month.
350 or 60?
60.
360.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All right.
Your Honor.
Is any portion of that subsidized?
No.
What months of rent are unpaid?
January and February.
Was rent due for March?
It was
When is rent due?
on the 1st.
Right. Is your property under the Federal CARES Act?
No, Your Honor.
All right. What day did you provide the notice to vacate to the defendant?
January 7th.
Had the defendant previously been late on the rent before January?
No.
So January was the first time she was late with the rent?
Well, yes, but her lease began in December, so she'd only been here a month when she stopped paying.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bolka.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Ms. Conklin says that the defendant is behind on the rent. So my first question is it correct that the monthly rent is $360?
The plaintiff does not own the property to evict anyone.
Does the plaintiff have a lease with the defendant that you're representing?
No, there is no lease.
Ms. Conklin, do you have a written lease?
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you provide a copy of that to the court?
I have not, but I have a copy of it I can provide.
All right, Mr. Bolka, assuming there's no written lease, is it correct that your person you're representing is currently residing in property?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and how did they come to have access to that property?
Julie let them in. I mean, and the property is not hers. The person that owns the property passed away,
That
and it's in probate.
That may not be a defense, though. If Ms. Conklin is who leased it to the defendant, Ms. Conklin is her landlord. So if what you're saying is that the reason your person you're representing got access to it is through Ms. Conklin, then yeah, that would make Ms. Conklin the landlord. Ms. Conklin says that she has a written lease. You're saying she does not. Do you know
She
if
doesn't.
the person you're
There was
representing...
There was never a written lease.
That's fine, Mr. Volka. A written lease isn't required. Do you know if the person you're representing agreed to pay rent to Ms. Conklin?
She did not.
What was the agreement for why she got to live there?
Because she could live there. I mean, there was no real agreement. It was just, they talked about it and she said she could move her trailer in.
Well, then, Ms. Tobolka, here's the situation. If there's no lease and no agreement to pay rent, then Ms. Anderson is just a guest and she can be told to leave with 24 hours notice. If she has a lease, then she is a tenant and she might have some rights today. So I want you to decide whether or not you're representing this person correctly. Is there a lease and she's supposed to pay rent, or is she a guest because she just got to move her stuff in?
Well,
it's a difference.
Maybe they had a written, maybe they had an oral agreement.
If she had an oral agreement, then she is a tenant, and we'll get into the details of that lease.
Okay, let's do that.
Do you know personally what the information is?
It was really scattered. There's not really a formal thing done here. That's my concern.
Ms. Tobolka, are you a party to this oral agreement of any type?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not.
How do you have personal knowledge then of an oral agreement if you were not a party to it?
I only have personal knowledge of what's going through the probate courts for the land, the property that's being rented out.
Okay. Probate is a completely separate thing from eviction. It may
understand
very
that.
well be that the land is being probated. That is not a defense to whether or not Ms. Conklin has the right to make the defendant, Ms. Anderson, leave. If Ms. Anderson is there because Ms. Conklin gave her permission, then that's either a tenancy or a guest.
Well, and then who determines that Ms. Conklin can give anybody permission to be a tenant there?
No one has to determine that. If Ms. Conklin had access, she can illegally let it out, and then Ms. Anderson would be a protected third-party purchaser for value, which we see a lot of,
And
unfortunately.
who allows access to that?
No one allows it. If Ms. Conklin was able to get access to it and gave it to Ms. Anderson, then Ms. Anderson's a tenant.
Okay. There's a lot of access issues here, but I guess that needs to be taken up in another court.
Okay. Ms. Conklin, did you find a copy of your written lease?
I do. Yes, I have a copy of the written lease. Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Can you submit that to me right now via email?
Yes, I can.
I'd like to see the written lease because Mr. Bolka says that there's
Okay.
no lease whatsoever. And if you're here about money, you're going to need to establish that, she owes it to you.
Right. Okay. Yes, yes, ma'am. Just take me just a second to do this. It's not, I printed it on my computer, but it's not, I have to scan it in with her signature.
Okay, that's fine. I'll also highlight for you, Ms. Conklin and Mr. Bolka both. When I reviewed the notice to vacate, it is an accurate notice to vacate because it does include a pay or vacate opportunity. So the notice that Ms. Tobolka provided did give Ms. Anderson an opportunity to cure the deficiency by bringing the rent current, in which case the eviction would have been voided. So I'll just say that I checked that. She did give the correct type of notice here. All right. Ms. Conklin, Mr. Tobolka, why don't we give y'all a few minutes?
Ms. Anderson was never served for this hearing. She was served for a hearing on the 12th. We just seen it when we looked it up. So that's why I'm attending for her and on her behalf.
How did you find out about the hearing, Mr. Tobolka?
By looking up the other case for Victoria Anderson, it's going to be the hearing on the 12th. And Julie has submitted three other cases for evictions there already. And she has another one against Victoria and another one against Robert Anderson coming up this month.
All right. We're going to take this on recall. Ms. Conklin, I'd like you to submit a copy of the lease to us. Ms. Tobolka, if you'll stay with us, you can turn your camera off. That way you're not going to lose all your power on your phone. We're going to do the other cases. We're going to come back and revisit this one, okay?
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Our next matter will be cause 26256. That's FC Silker Housing versus Joe Paul Lemus. Who do I have on behalf of Zilker? Anyone here on behalf of Zilker?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm Andrea Garcia, the regional manager.
Thank you for being here. All right. Do I have someone on behalf of Joe Paul Lemus? Anyone here on behalf of the defendant, Lemus? I see someone marked Joe Paul Lemus in the courtroom. Sir, you'll need to press *6 or choose unmute on your device. Good afternoon, Mr. Lemus. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you for being here today. All right. Ms. Garcia, why was this eviction filed?
I'm sorry.
Why did y'all file for an eviction?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's non-payment of rent.
How much is the monthly rent?
The monthly rent is $725. It
Any
is
subsidy?
no, Your Honor. And
What
we
months
are
unpaid?
November, December, January, February, and up to today.
When was the notice to vacate?
We are a CARES Act, so we provided Mr. Lemus with a 10-day notice to cure on December 9th, and a 30-day on December 22nd, and a 3-day on January 22nd.
You said the 30-day was given when?
The 30-day was given on December 22nd,
Then a 3-day again. in January.
on January 22nd.
Good afternoon, Mr. Lemus. Thank you for being here.
No.
Ms. Garcia is with the landlord. She says this case is one about a non-payment matter, so a financial situation, which is no fun, but a specific thing. So my first question, sir, is the monthly rent correct? Is it $725?
Yes, ma'am.
And then Ms. Garcia says that rent's been unpaid since November. Is that also correct?
Yes, I tried to get assistance, and the person that works here in the property, she's like a case manager, so she helped me to file to see if I could get some assistance. So I wasn't even qualified for assistance. So I tried to do it again for November, for December, and January, and I still did it again, and I still don't get no kind of help from any agent assistant.
Sorry. All right. Well, Mr. Lemus, I don't know that
But
Go ahead, sir.
for February, I did the same thing and still didn't get a response. And at the time that I was behind for November and December, I was out of work at the moment. And my landlord even knew. So I was trying to apply for another job. But see, I even told the lady here, I have a record. So I work through a temp agency. So when I go through these temp agencies, they usually don't have some work some days, some do.
I
But
understand that, Mr. Lemus.
I've been trying to pay. I've been trying to pay what I can. But for the first time, they didn't want to take nothing. So I was trying to come up with the money so I could pay for it. But I have a question though, because I have an app that they download this information on. And on my app, it says that there's a $3,000 some debt due that's due. But the reason why I'm trying to speak on it is that I don't like the simple fact that they put $2,900 on a paperwork that they're trying to file for an eviction on me. So with the information that I have and y'all have, it should be correct. It should have the same amount.
Hi, guys. I'm on a court date. Sorry. I'm on a court date.
It should have the same amount that I have on my app and I should have on this paper.
That's not accurate, Mr. Lemus. The amount in your app is probably going to be a whole lot more money because under the lease, the landlord can charge you late fees, utilities, cleaning, parking, storage, all that stuff. Under the law, when they seek to evict you, they can only ask me for actual unpaid rent, nothing else. So the number
Okay.
I give you is going to be a whole lot different than the number they say you owe them because what you owe under the lease is different than what the law says you owe in an eviction.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so quite likely the number I give you will be a whole lot smaller. And here's an example of that. So there's no doubt, or there's no dispute, right? I understand, sir. I hope you find new work. I know you're going through a tough time. Okay,
I've been working for the past 2 weeks.
fantastic.
I have
I'm gonna give you some information.
coming in on Friday, and
Okay.
I'm waiting for my refund taxes too to come in.
All right, let me give you the information today, and then take this, contact all those legal aid groups again and let them know that today you had a hearing and you were evicted, because what I have heard anecdotally is that the actual eviction happening may bump you up as a line of assistance or get you a faster response than if you are kind of waiting to see if it happens, right? It has happened now. You're in kind of a time crunch. So just keep that in mind. I've at least heard that from other defendants and the landlords, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Two things. Let me give you the number and then some information about time, and then I'll answer any questions you've got, all right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna
here's
get a
what
pen and paper so I can write down what I need to.
Absolutely, sir. Do it. And
Yes,
we
ma'am.
will also email you a copy of all of this. When you checked in, if we got a good email address for you, we're going to make sure you have all this by end of the day. We don't want you to have to wait on anything, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So the rent is $725 a month. For November, December, January, and February, the 4 months, I get $2,900. And that's just the $725 by 4. For the month of March, today is the 4th, so I took the $725, I divided it by 31 days, and multiplied it by 4, and I got $93. So the total amount of the judgment today is $2,993. That's 4 months of rent, November, December, January, and February, and 4 days of the month of March. Okay? Now,
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Lemus, that's the judgment of the court, right? And either you or Ms. Garcia or anyone on behalf of Zilker can appeal that decision. If you want to appeal, I have to determine an appeal bond. Because the rent has been unpaid since November, I would set the appeal bond at double the rent, so it's $1,450. Now, Mr. Lemus, for you, for anyone, if you wanted to appeal, but you don't have $1,450 for the appeal bond, you may qualify to appeal for free with an affidavit of inability. All right? And here's
Yes,
an
ma'am.
important part. This is something to pay attention to. Even if you can appeal for free, if your goal is to keep living in the apartment until a new court hears the case, you have to pay $725. And we give you 5 days. We give you an exact deadline by the money has to be in our hands. If you don't do that, you can appeal for free, but if you don't pay the rent to us, the landlord can get a writ of attachment and still make you move out and remove all your items.
Yes, ma'am. So how long do I have?
Different things. You have 5 days to appeal, and if you appeal, we give you an exact deadline by which you've got to bring us the money, and it's usually within 5 more days.
Yes, ma'am.
To help you understand that, sir, call any of those legal aid groups, including the ones that you've already applied to. Say, today I was evicted. Here's what the judge gave me as my order. What are some options? What can I do? And they can help you decide for your particular situation, you know, what's best. If you've only got a certain amount of money, what may be the best way to do that? As the judge, I can't help you figure that out. I can just tell you legally you have at least 5 days. If you don't do anything, Mr. Lemus, on day 6, tomorrow's day 1, on day 6, that is when the landlord can come to me for a writ of possession. We would notify you of that, and then if you have still not left, the landlord would be able to remove you and any of your items. Okay?
So I have 5. So I have
Have
5
at
days
least 5 days.
to appeal, right? So how much do I have to pay?
Well, Mr. Lemus, that's a different question. Legally, under the judgment today, I say you owe them $29.93. If you go to your landlord today and ask them what they owe, they're probably going to tell you more money because they want all of March, not just 4 days, and they want late fees and utilities, anything that's due under the lease, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But the court can only award rent, and we only award that through the date of the hearing. That's why it's a smaller number than what the landlord's going to give you.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
I'll also just say this, and Ms. Garcia, I don't know that we've seen each other a lot, so I'll highlight this for landlords. The landlord, Mr. Lemus, it's the landlord's option now, right? They've won their case, and unless it's appealed, that's the judgment. Let's say you found a lot of money. I don't know. Some people get lucky, you hit the lotto, right? Let's just say it happened, and you suddenly had all the money. If the landlord wanted to accept the payment from you, the landlord could tell me anytime in the next 5 days that they want me to throw this case out, that they no longer need the eviction because parties are good. They don't have to do that. Mr. Lemus, you could literally offer them $1 million, and they could say, nope, you didn't pay on time. That's enough. We'd like you to go ahead and move. Right? But Ms. Garcia, I'll just say, if you find that in that 5 days, parties do come to some agreement and you wish to have it set aside, that is your option wholly as the landlord to notify us of it. But I don't have that option after the 5 days ends, right? On day 7, it's too late.
Right. Thank you,
All right.
Your Honor.
Mr. Lemus, any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, we are going to email you that. Ms. Garcia will email it to you. We send it to both sides. We give you all that information, order and the appeal information. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. So,
All right.
Your Honor.
Yes.
So from right now, I have an appeal for 5 days.
You have 5 days to appeal beginning tomorrow. Tomorrow is day 1, and you have 5 calendar days to take some action. If you don't appeal on day 6, the landlord can make you leave.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You have at least 5 more days before the landlord can legally remove you from your unit. That might be a better way to think of it.
So if I pay $725,
You have to appeal and pay $725. And then that just means that another court will hear your case in 21 days. And at that hearing, you may be evicted again.
okay, I got you.
All right. Call any of those legal aid providers that you've already spoken to, Mr. Lemus, and let them know. Again, now that you have had the hearing and the eviction has been entered, it may change the status for you with being able to get some assistance.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Very, very best of luck to you, sir. Thank you for coming. Thank you for asking good questions. I appreciate that sometimes our financial circumstances just aren't what we'd all like them to be. So very best of luck to you. And Ms. Garcia, thank you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. All parties are excused. Y'all have a good afternoon, or have a better afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.